What's going on, gang? Today we are talking about the two best long-range weapons right now in Warzone Resurgence or Warzone 3 Season 2 Reloaded. So we got the Bruin MK9, we got the Ram 7. The Ram 7, this is like known, the build's definitely changed, the meta has changed since from what it was last season to now. The Bruin is something new, up and coming, that I really like. We've covered it. But I want to reiterate these two for sure because they absolutely slap. Like, if you're not running them, I don't know what you would be running essentially at this point. VT Spitfire suppressor on the Bruin, the 23-inch XRK Horizon V2 barrel. We got the underbarrel at the Bruin heavy support. We got the Corio Eagle Eye 2.5 optic. I really like this optic on these types of builds that are for really far shots. And then the 60 mag. Heading over to the Ram, we got the Cassius Brake, the Cronin Headwind Long Barrel, the Hunker 5 stock 60 round drum with the Bruin heavy support grip. Let's take these into the firing range so we can get a breakdown of the recoil patterns so you can see exactly what these things are doing. So we're going to aim at the center of the board, 60 mag, we're not going to touch the joystick, we're just going to let the gun do what it wants to do. Alright, you're going to notice here we have not really too much horizontal recoil. The bullets stay pretty close to each other, so we're not worried about immediate left or right. But the natural pattern of the gun is up to the left, up, and then to the left again. So we know when we shoot this gun, you go down to the right, almost like a stair step. We really don't need to focus on pulling right too terribly hard. Your initial shots should just be straight down. This first initial spray should be able to kill plenty without any problems. We're going to go ahead and set to 3 plates. Let's go ahead and try to mimic this pattern, get a spray. It's pretty outrageous for 60 shots to keep them that tight. Bring it over to target so you have an idea of how fast they kill. I mean, pretty outrageous. Your first few shots are going to do it, especially if you're aiming upper chest, you're nailing headshots. This thing's going to absolutely fry. Now, the big thing I always talk to you guys about is rotational aim assist. When you are strafing left or right, you do grip onto things. So if you are moving left or right when you are shooting these guns, not only are you chopping down on some of your horizontal recoil, this left or right, but you are grabbing the target a little bit better, so your shots do seem a little more lasery. This is usually when people call like accusations. On most people is when they are starting to use their rotational aim assist, because it does seem very grippy. Like when people are like, oh dude, your aim's way too grippy, it's definitely rotational aim assist because I'm doing this when I'm shooting. But when you're in that spray, you don't notice that. You just see the gun shooting, you don't notice the left or right. The easiest way to see someone do that, if you think someone's cheating, look at their mini-map. You'll see their operator moving that left or right. But this is the Bruin. The Bruin absolutely slaps. 3 plates, doesn't matter how close the range is. They are absolutely doing it. To give you perspective, it's a 5 shot to break plate, 5 shot to kill. So 10 bullets. Happens quick. This gun shoots extremely fast. If you can nail 10 shots, they're yours, brother. We're going to switch over to the Ram here. This is an iron sight build, so definitely more preferred in Resurgence. We're going to start here at the bottom and let it rip. Alright. So with 60 mags with the Bruin, we got 3/4 up the board. With 60 mag with this Ram 7, we definitely went over the board. We were probably up in this area. But you can see it's one practically straight line up to the right. I mean, at this point, we're literally pulling this gun down to the left when we shoot. We don't have to worry about this as much as we do left to right because of how centered it practically was. There's an initial burst when you first shoot this gun. You can see in this spray pattern, my first few shots kind of hit high and then the gun kind of balanced out, and I mean that is super tight compared to that. Look how spaced out the first, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Your first 9 shots are pretty spaced, and then look how tight each bullet hole is practically touching after that. These definitely have like a pretty big gap compared to here. We could probably fit these 3 bullets in a couple of these gaps. But regardless, the initial kick will get you, so that's what we need to focus on with this gun when we're controlling that recoil, is that initial pull down. But don't continuously keep it pulled down like that. You pull it down and then kind of let off, and then you can control from there. A perspective on TTKs. Pretty fast. This gun has a little bit of a visual horizontal recoil. You'll notice when we spray, you can see that green sight moving around a little bit more than you notice that Corio Eagle Eye 2.5 optic. But it's really that initial burst. You miss that initial burst, but your next few shots going crazy. If you really pull down on that first few shots, the initial burst doesn't get you too bad. But regardless, it steadies out quick enough for it to really not make a difference, especially on these farther targets. We just want to pull down. It has enough on that initial kick. You do hit the headshot relatively quick with this gun. That is the one plus side of using a gun that has initial recoil like this. We aim at the chest, we ended up catching that forehead on most of these targets when we're shooting. I have not done the horizontal strafe yet, and it's still extremely sticky. We go left or right though, and it's just, oh my god, this thing is such a tank. The Ram 7 is definitely the gun you want to run in Resurgence. If you are running and gunning, you need to get to a target and absolutely fry out, this is the gun, because it kills so fast. With a 60 mag, you can easily take down 3 people if you are playing shifty enough. Quads, I mean, if you're nailing headshots, maybe a player already has armor broken. If we turn plates off, let's just say like 1 plate. All of these 3 guys have 1 plates. I mean, you'll chop right through them. It's actually silly how fast you kill people with a plate. So if you run up on a third party, you can take out 3 people with 30 shots, no problem. Like 100%. Catch someone lacking, this gun's absolutely gonna melt. But even with 3 plates, it's still so disgusting. Definitely worth using, because the mobility compared to the Bruin, it's pretty noticeable. The ADSs as well. This is the ADS with the Bruin. Here's your ADS with the Ram 7. It's practically instantaneous, and the result you get with it is unreal. Gang, listen, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit that sub button. Crush that like button if you learned something new. I'll catch you tomorrow for another banger. Let's get it.